You know, it's kind of strange to think I had so many ideas, but could barely make any of them into videos. So hello everyone, and welcome to a little impromptu kind of video. There's no real scripting or idea going with this video. There's just me gonna be speaking and saying what I can think of off the top of my head. And, well, basically, I had put down a list for stuff throughout this week that I had wanted to do, and unfortunately, I'm not able to get to all of them because it's only 14 videos in 1 week. So, of course, there's going to be more ideas that I never really got to and things that never really worked out. So, in this video, we're going to be looking over some of those ideas that didn't get made into videos, but more or less just were things I had thought up. Now, I'm saving my thoughts for this whole project for a later date. Most of this, I want to just discuss only ideas that were not made. So the first one that I had come up the idea with, which is actually something I had talked about a lot, but unfortunately I just didn't really know how to get to it, and I just thought it wasn't really worth it, was cooking a meal with only things recommended by Twitter. Now the idea was more or less just to see what other people could suggest to me, and I would make it into a meal. More or less that sort of translated into the non-opposable meal video, which covered the don't use your thumbs topic. I guess more or less that's sort of what happened with it. I didn't really have an idea of what I was going to do with that video beforehand, so I think ultimately I just had to scrap it. Teaching myself to hula hoop. There wasn't really anything for that video. It was just an idea of I've never been able to hula hoop properly, so why not teach myself to do it? How much sweat can a human make? This idea was more or less just trying to see how much exercise or activity or heat I could put myself under to sweat as much as possible. Because I know personally I don't sweat a lot, honestly, that much. Sometimes I do like underarms or back, but it doesn't do as frequently as other people do. Whenever it's like they're a lot more able to, or I guess like sensitive to sweat. But for me, I just don't as much. I don't know why. DIY happy hot dog family / making hot dogs into people. I think the idea there was more or less there was a product called the Happy Hot Dog Man, and I was thinking, since I'm probably not gonna be able to find one of those in the span of a week to be able to get a video for that, I thought more or less I would just make it make it myself and see what I could do out of that. I think that's all the idea came to, though I know at one point I was thinking making a video on making people into food, making food into people, but I don't think that really came out on the list, sadly. Turning myself into a frog. Now, I don't really know where I came up with this idea for. There's a few video ideas in here that I just really don't remember what I was thinking, like this one in particular. I'm guessing more or less I just had thoughts that randomly came rushing out of my head. I'm like, I need to put that down regardless if it's actually going to make a good video or not. How many mangoes can kill a man / only eating mango stuff? I was thinking like, what could we make to make like a meal specifically only or focused around mango specific stuff? And if I had to say, I think that more or less became the mint video. That more or less was what turned into the coldest snack. Putting myself on an FBI watch list / entertaining the FBI agent watching me. I honestly don't remember what this one was about. I think I was just like, what's the weirdest thing I can look up that would probably not be good for someone to see? What mushrooms do what / most poisonous mushroom tier list. I think if I recall correctly, this video was supposed to be about trying to look up different mushrooms and maybe even like see what they do to the body. Not necessarily make a tier list as much as just ranking them in terms of most powerful, depending on whatever I would come up to in the moment. Maybe most poisonous. I don't really know. Making this is a one I would love to have done. I don't know why I didn't, but making a new religion via Google Translate. I think what I was thinking of for that was more or less taking existent text from any religion and then running it through Google Translate and seeing it, what it could possibly make. I think that would be a very hilarious video idea. I think I just didn't really get to it in time because I didn't know where to go with it. And also, I'll explain more on this whenever I get to the video of explaining my thoughts on this whole project. But I noticed a lot that I was limited on how much time I could edit stuff. So more or less, that was going to take a lot of editing to show stuff. So I don't really know if it was going to be worth it. So I think that's kind of why I skipped over it. Speedrunning regular everyday tasks any percent. This was going to be another one that I was going to need to figure out stuff like a clock to edit over. I really didn't know how to do that, and it was frustrating to figure out. And I thought, you know what, it's not really going to be worth it. I didn't even really record anything for that. But I had a few ideas like folding clothes or eating cereal or whatever. But if I had to think correctly on this one, I think what happened with that is it actually unintentionally turned into another video. That was the Rotational Energy video. That was not originally something that I put on the video list of things I wanted to make into a video. I think more or less what I did with that was, it started off as I was trying to move things around quickly, and then it thought like, wait a second, spinning. I have motion sickness. What if I could turn that into a video? And that's sort of what happened. It was a last minute video idea. So the next 3 were more or less, I just knew it was going to take a lot of work to edit all that together. So that would be making accurate song/album covers to music I like, drawing on literally anything but paper, and painting without using my hands. I knew that was going to take a lot of work to gather stuff together, and knowing how limited on time I was, that wasn't really going to be something I could do. So sadly, that wasn't going to be a video. I probably would need more time to make something like that, considering the schedule I have right now is a little all over the place. I really don't know how to frame it together, basically. I think if I gave myself a month, I'd definitely be able to get the materials to sit down and actually do all that and have it edited properly. But I think only having a week to do 14 videos probably wasn't going to be the best for that. Speak only in rhymes was the next one. I think that's another one of just random idea that came to mind, but I was not actually going to do when I thought more on it, because that was going to be way too much of thinking and not actually doing. And I have a theory what probably would have happened if I made that into a video is I would have been pacing around for about an hour trying to think up rhymes and then ultimately giving up. So I'm kind of glad that was not I didn't waste my time on that. Okay, here's 2 interesting ones. Giving a fictional character a funeral and a birthday for a plant. Again, the fictional character funeral, I think that would be a lot of prep work that I couldn't really do. But I know the birthday for a plant could possibly work out. I would just need to, I think that was gonna have to be a lot of, I guess, I didn't really just want to get to it, I guess. I think it was that when I was making more and more of the videos, I think that was one of the ideas that just became like, I don't really want to do this. This is kind of boring. So I kind of just passed it off. Here's one I don't remember. Cavity simulator / eating food. I'm assuming what I was trying to do is like find the worst kind of candies to put in your mouth, but that's probably something that I scrapped the idea of, and it probably turned into the coldest snack. I feel like a lot of ideas that were food-based that probably just kind of turned into that. Here's what? Penis pen? Use lube as ink. Where did I get that idea? Okay, so the next one was 3 ideas. One of which we did do was the no thumbs, but the other 2 were using only 4 fingers and using only my left arm or my right arm. I think that was like, choose one of these 3 and we'll see what works, because as soon as I did the no thumbs video for the non-opposable meal, which was actually just a combination of two videos, ideas, I think. I think more or less, I was like, you know, doing the other two is not really gonna be worth it. It's not gonna be as entertaining. It's gonna feel like a bunch of fluff. Move on with the other ideas. I think that's sort of what ended up happening. Ooh, here's one I'm really sad I didn't get to do. Creating a pillow fort that can survive anything. And that was emphasized, anything. I think the only reason I couldn't really do it is because I didn't have many pillows in this house. There's only like probably 5. And so sadly, that's not going to be much to really work with. That would be a few covers and a few pillows. And it really wouldn't work out here. But if I had a lot more pillows and a lot more cushions, I would totally have made that video. I just sadly was limited on resources, and I feel that's like with a handful of other videos that was sort of the case as well, like the painting and drawing on literally anything but paper, making accurate song titles. I think that's sort of what kind of happened from that. Was I didn't have the time and resources to make it, but mostly for this case, I didn't have the resources. Turning myself into Rule 63 / becoming the embodiment of female beauty. Yeah, another one I really don't know where I got the idea from. I think it just kind of came out of nowhere, really. And the last one, which surprisingly I was originally planning to make, was attempting to break obscure laws that either do or don't still exist. So I had found a website that basically gave, there was this article about 50 weird laws that, 50 weird obscure laws that you can't break, like according to like certain locations. And I think a lot of what was holding me back on that one, since I actually had recorded it, was that it was a lot of editing to do. And there was this one segment that I was trying to constantly tell myself, okay, we need to leave the house around like 9 or 10 at night to go over to this one place, because there was this one law about honking your horn somewhere at like past 9 o'clock or being parked in front of another place. I'm like, I need to go at like 9 or 10 o'clock, and then around that time I'd be editing or I'd be tired and I wouldn't want to go. And so ultimately I had to scrap the idea and do something else. So that's sort of the sad reality of that. But yeah, I think a lot of these ideas probably wouldn't have worked, but the ones that would have, I'm kind of sad I didn't get to. But you know, it was a week. I set myself up for specifically a week to do these videos, and am I proud of the work that I put into it? Absolutely. I think I did a fantastic job with what time I had. And we'll get into my thoughts of everything once I get to that video, which you're going to see after this one because it's going to be the last video. But I just want to say it's been really interesting to see all the ideas that actually did come into fruition. But if I had another week, maybe I'd do this again. I don't know, because I can guarantee a lot of the ideas that I had probably would not have gone anywhere, and I just would be sitting around, and I'll discuss that in the next video. But yeah, I think that's just kind of how everything is for me. I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah. I'll see you all in the next video.